Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum and hello to all the audience and panels attending. I'm Wan Fikri and will be the moderator for today's forum. Today, as many of you might already know, our title for this forum is Stress and Depression, which is a comparison study between men and women in maize in Peninsular Malaysia. And we are here to discuss about this matter. Before we go further into our discussion, let's welcome our lovely panels to introduce themselves. How about we start with panel 1?
Hello everyone, my name is Jabal Fatih, metric number 291139.
Let's introduce yourself, panel 2.
Hi everyone, I'm from panel 2. My name is Killer Fedi Pandey, metric number 291161.
Yeah, panel 3.
Hello everyone, my name is Dahlia binti Aziz and my metric number 293929 and I'm panel 3.
And lastly, panel 4.
Hi everyone, my name is Zulaika Adila Abdul Karim and my metric number is 295269 and I am panel 4.
Thanks to all panels for neat introduction of themselves. Without taking more time, let's me start this forum discussion with what is stress and depression. Stress can be defined as a state of worry or mental tension caused by a difficult situation. Stress is a natural human response that prompts us to address challenges and threats in our lives. Everyone experiences stress to some degree. The way we respond to stress, however, makes a big difference to our overall well being. Stress affects both the mind and the body. Too much stress can cause physical and mental health problems. Stress makes it hard for us to relax and come with a range of emotions including anxiety and irritability. When stressed, we may find it difficult to concentrate. We may experience headache or other body pains, an upset stomach or trouble sleeping. We may find we lost our appetite or eat more than usual. Chronic stress can worsen pre-existing health problems and may increase our use of alcohol, tobacco, and other substances. So, what about depression? That will be discussed by our wonderful panel 1 and 2. Please welcome.
Stressful situation can also cause or exacerbate mental health condition. Most commonly anxiety and depression, which require access to health care. When we suffer from a mental health condition, it may be because our symptoms of stress have become persistent and have started affecting our daily functioning, including at work or school. This eventually causes depressive disorder. Also, it is a common mental disorder. It involves a depressed mood or loss of pleasure or interest in active for a long period of time. Depression is different from regular mood change and feeling about everyday life. It can affect all aspects of life, including relationship with family, friends, and community. It can result from or lead to problem at school and at work. Okay, that's all.
Depression can happen to anyone. People who have lived through abuse, severe losses, or other stressful events are more likely to develop depression. Women are more likely to have depression than men. Depression results from a complex interaction of social, psychological, and biological factors. People who have gone through adverse life events like unemployment, bereavement, traumatic events are more likely to develop depression. And depression can in turn lead to more stress and dysfunction and worsen the affected person's life situation and the depression itself.
Thank you to our excellent panels for explaining about what depression really means and its impact on someone. Now, it's time for our next point, which is the problem statement that are given within the article and the aim of our study. Please welcome our fabulous panel 3 and 4. Please continue.
Thank you to moderator. In this section, the article describes about stress and depression. So, presence of stress and depression has been related to negative behavior among inmates, such as self-harm and suicidal behavior. A study among female inmates investigated self-injuries behavior in relation to psychological distress and coping style among the inmates. A psychological distress in this study represented difficulty in emotional functioning such as severe depression and anxiety. Severe depression was specifically found predictive of self-injurious behavior, which supported the significant association between depression and self-injury among inmates. Increased psychological distress was also found to increase risk of self-injury. The high occurrence of stress among female inmates show that women are more susceptible to stressful circumstances. Women often have more sources of stress such as socioeconomic problems, family affairs, and educational restraints. Most of the females who face this problem are married. The burden of being separated from their child, especially a young one, could become a major source of stress among them. On the other hand, male inmates in the current study demonstrate a considerably high incidence of stress and depression. The stress experiences by the male inmates may be related to their current imprisonment. The restriction to achieve economic counterpart, male inmates show a lower incidence of stress and depression. Most of the male inmates were unmarried compared to the female and thus had lesser burden towards family affairs. So that's all for the problem in this article.
Okay, for the aim of this study was to examine the incidence of stress and depression in male and female inmates, as well as to identify any link between the two. About 426 prisoners were involved in this study, 227 of them men and 199 of them is women. The data on stress and depression were gathered using two self-report surveys. To accomplish the goal, descriptive and statistical analysis were performed. The result demonstrated that inmates, particularly female inmates, had high level of stress and depression. A comparison analysis showed that female prisoners had much greater level of stress and sadness than male prisoners. Additionally, both male and female convicts demonstrated a substantial connection between stress and depression. Inmates were found to have a significant prevalence of stress and depression, and both male and female inmates experience in this condition. That's all from me.
What an amazing statement by our panels discussing the subject matter of the problem statement and the study aim. Now, we carry on the contents within the articles and I'm welcoming all of our panel to discuss about this, starting with our keen panel 1.
Population or ensample of the study, if the article does not mention the population and or simple. Purpose and justify to operate population and sample for the study. The article discuss a cross-sectional study of stress and depression levels among male and female inmates in 4 prisons in Peninsular Malaysia. The population of study is male and female inmates in the 4 selected prisons. The sample size for male inmates was 85, and for female inmates it was 42. However, upon completion of data collection, there were 227 male inmates and 199 female inmates.
Now I'm gonna continue to define the type of data used in the article to investigate the problem. The data used in the study was primary, and data collection technique used was purposive sampling. The study measured stress and depression levels using the Perceived Stress Scale, or PSS, and the Center for Epidemiologic Studies Depression Scale, or CESD, respectively. The PSS contains 10 items that measure the perception of stress on a 5-point Likert scale, while the CESD is a 20-item screening tool that measures depressive symptoms. The data obtained from both scales were of ordinal scale of measurement. In addition to the stress and depression levels, the article also discussed psychiatric disorders such as substance-related disorders, personality disorders, and affective disorders, which are risk factors for criminal offending. It also mentions the episodes of depression among newly admitted inmates due to shock or stress of the new environment.
So I will continue with the data collection. The research protocol of the current study was reviewed and approval was received from the Research Ethics Committee of University Science Malaysia. In addition, permission to conduct the study was obtained from Malaysia Prison Department. Data collection was conducted at the respective prisons. Prior to a data collection, the selected participants were gathered in group at a hall of rehabilitation room at the prison. A brief explanation regarding the purpose and procedure of the study was given to the participants. Each participant was ensured of the confidentiality and right to withdraw from the study at any time during the process. As the participants agreed to participate in the study, a participant information sheet and a consent form were given to be signed. The process of data collection then commenced. Set of self-report surveys was distributed to the participants and they were asked to complete the surveys based on their own experience and perception. The average time taken to complete the measures was 7 minutes. That's how they collect the data. Thank you.
Okay, so I will continue with the list of variables. The study collected primary data using the PSS and the CESD, which are both valid and reliable tools for measuring stress and depression, respectively. The study also used purposive sampling to select participants based on inclusion and exclusion criteria. In addition to the availability of participants during the data collection, The sample size was calculated using a single proportion formula. However, the final sample size exceeded the calculated sample size, which might affect the study generalizability. Thank you.
All right, thank you. That's a first-class statement from all of our panels. All right then. I can see our panels had almost run out of gas, and that indicate that we are already at the end of our forum today. Before I wrap up this forum, I would like to give conclusion about today's discussion. High prevalence of stress and depression among inmates in the current study provide evidence of the impact of imprisonment, especially among female inmates. This finding underscored the importance to evaluate level of stress and presence of depression in prison setting. In addition, the significant association between stress and depression mark the needs to explore the underlying factors for psychiatric disorder. Examples are experience of traumatic events and risky socio-demographic background, which may contribute to less stress and harsh reality. Difference in depression between male and female inmates highlighted the separate needs for each gender group, as suggested by many previous studies. Thank you to our panels for sharing such beneficial information about stress and depression into this forum. Also, a very big thank you to inviting me as a moderator for today. Once again, thank you for watching this forum and hope to see each other in another given chance. Have a good day. Bye.